everyone, I'm Nikisha and this is Nikiti Workshop. In today's video, I'm going to show you my process of how I make my laser cut name keychain. I'm going to divide the video into 4 parts. The first part is how to design the name keychain in Affinity Designer. The parts 2 will be how to cut the design on the laser machine. The third part is I use a way of finishing, which is UV resin. And the fourth part is how I package my keychains. I have an order right now, and I figure I'll use this time to show you the whole process from start to finish. Alright, here I have Affinity Designer V2 open. We're going to create the keyhole part. What I do for my keychains, I create a little add-on to the name and do the outline. So the measurements I use for this is for the center hole, it's 0.15. So we're going to draw a circle of 0.15. I forgot the point. So we're going to make this just an outline. So with this one, we're going to do a duplicate and paste in place. So to do that, in the layers menu, I right click on the object and then I hit duplicate. So what it does, it make a copy right where the original piece is. So we're going to select the copied, click on contour tool, and then I put in an actual measurement. So for here, I do an offset of 0.1, enter. This curves a circle, and then I do this round one, and then hit bake appearance. I could have done the other option where you create a donut. That works too. So here we have it. Put it together. I'm going to group. And then that's how I make the little keyhole. So we're going to need a few of these, so we can duplicate some now or after. So these are 3 names that I have. I have to do 7 more. Well, I think 8 more. So we're going to create the next name. Hit the text tool. I'll just make one size. And it's going to be Kayla. So I like to have my keychains without the keyhole to be around 3 inches wide. So we're gonna convert this to curves or vector. And then I'm gonna reduce the size. Let's get everything. We wanna reduce the size to 2.8 because I'm gonna have a 0.1 outline on each side. So it should come down to be 3 inches once I'm finished with the outline. So here we have this group. We're going to do a duplicate. Now with that one, I want to do the bottom layer. We're going to change the color of that to red. So I color code my cut lines and my scan or fill lines before bringing it into LightBurn. Before bringing it into LightBurn, because I find it easier this way. So when I put it into LightBurn, I just have to set what each, based on the color of the lines, what each line is going to do, whether it's a cut or it's going to do an edge. So with this, I usually hide the black layer, so I'm only working on the red layer. So I'm going to click to make sure the red is highlighted. So now we're going to do the offset of it. So hit the contour tool. It's highlighted, hit contour. I want a 0.1 offset and hit enter. And do curve that says it's 4. And then we're gonna bake the appearance. So we're gonna do the select tool. I wanna select everything. We're gonna ungroup all. Then we're gonna select everything and then merge. So if you zoom in closer, you see we have this opening. So I could either use the vector tool, select it and delete, make sure it's highlighted. If it's a big of a space, then I'll create another circle and cover the hole, and then select everything and merge again, or merge or combine. So here I'm going to convert it from a fill to an outline. The stroke, I'm going to put it as 1 point. So now I'm going to bring back the Kalo. So we'll just want to double check that it is bigger than I wanted. So we're going to reduce this to 0.3. Wait, the offset was bigger than I wanted. Alright, we're going to do this again. It's too big. So I'm going to duplicate that layer. Hide the top one. I'm going to change the color to the fill to red. I'm going to ungroup before I did the merge. I mean, not the merge. Before I did the outline, I'm going to ungroup it. So let's do the contour lines. 0.1. Yeah, now this is what I wanted. Then we're gonna bake the appearance. Okay. So I forgot that step where you're supposed to ungroup it. So this is what I meant, where, see, we have these gaps in here. So I want to select everything. We're gonna merge what we could see. And in here, I'm gonna do the circle like I mentioned before. So I'm just gonna do these and fill in any gaps. And then if I don't want this big space here, you can do something like this. And we can see how that looks. You can make it lower. So this, you could play with it. So it's a preference. And you want that done. So if I'm good with that, I highlight everything again and then I merge it. So here we have a line. That I'll just delete. An extra point here. So what happened, you want in here to be totally empty, because then when you bring it over to the laser, it's going to burn a hole in that spot. And you're wondering like where that hole comes from. So once we're done, we're going to convert it from a fill to outline. And then we're going to turn on back the outer layer. So now the measurement should be closer to 3. Good. See, now we get 3 inches. So now that's good. So let's change the stroke, make it thicker. 1 point. And then now we're gonna bring in, I'm not gonna group this yet. So let's bring this over. I think I'd like it to be center. Yeah, I think that should look fine. You know what, let's bring it out a little bit. I'll leave it like that to center with the middle. So now I'm gonna ungroup this set because I wanna merge the outer ones. Select only the outlines and then we're gonna merge those together. And that is how, and then now I'm gonna group it. So this is how I do my keychains. So I'm gonna finish those for the rest of the names. So of course, if the name is shorter, it's gonna be thicker. So I made a decision that I'm gonna stay consistent with the width and not worry about the height. So you can decide how you want to do that. If you want to keep it like a fixed height regardless of the width, but this is how I decide to do my keychains. So I'm gonna go finish all the names. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 names. So it was 7, not 8. All right. So I have, oh yeah, it was 8. So I have 7 more names. So you see, depending on the length of the person name, the size might be different. But like I said, I decided to make them all the same width, and not worry about the height being different, because then they might all be short, different lengths. So you decide how you want to do your keychains and you can go from there. All right, so I'm gonna try do like a batch with this. So I'm gonna convert all of these to curves. I'm gonna do over here, I'm gonna do duplicate, and then the copies, I'm gonna make those red fill, and then you know what, I'm gonna group all the reds so they could show up in one spot. Put them on at the bottom, and then the blacks, I'm gonna turn those off so we're not seeing them. Then I'm gonna ungroup all. Where is it? Ungroup, and then ungroup again, because we need to have these being individual points. So now I'm gonna go to the first. I should be able to do them all together. Let's try. So let's do offset. Let's see if it works. Offset of 0.1. It works! Yay! So I have to remember to ungroup everything, select all, and then we'll do the offset. Yeah, let me double check I spelled these names right. Yep, they're good. So now 0.1, I'm doing the full circle. I'm not sure where that is. First close, first open, auto close. All right, I do first close, and then we're gonna bake it so it sticks. So now this one we have to do individual. So let's zoom in. So for each one, we're gonna group it together, merge. I either can go in and remove the nodes, or I'll just do this. I'm gonna select all and just merge at set. So I'm gonna do that for the others. So here we have the names. I made these already, so I don't need to bring them over. So these are the names. I'll put 3 in a row because of how I know I could fit 3 on my wood. I'll see once I bring it over into, like, well, once I'm on the machine, if it could take 4 in a column. Alright, so what I normally do is open up LightBurn. Okay. So, oh, before I bring it into LightBurn, so I need to, that's the one thing that I'm noticing, like glitches. So I need to make this a SVG. So LightBurn accepts Illustrator files straight. It doesn't know Affinity Designer file. So because of that, I need to convert this to a SVG, a vector format, and then pull it into LightBurn. So there are many ways to do it. The way that I do it is to file, I'm gonna export. Selection only, and it needs to be in a SVG. I have a setting saved, but it's basically like it doesn't rasterize, only uses document resolution, and that's about it. I don't want it to try convert anything. So we're gonna export the selection only. Yeah, I'll leave it as that. Yeah. So in LightBurn, we're gonna import that file. So all this comes in big, so I'm gonna pick this size for now, but then for each individual one, I need to make that 3 inches. So I know before I said 3 inches without the keyhole, but we're gonna do 3 inches overall. So make sure this set to, oh, it's close anyway. Oops, 3. So we're gonna make that 3. This, we're gonna make it 3. So now that all 3, including the keyhole, so let's get this close together, and then I'll measure it to see if I could fit. If not, this should be good. All right, let's save this. Yeah, we'll place us there. So once I got into the basement, I'm gonna pull this file up, and then we're gonna burn. Actually, there's something else I need to check. So remember when I said earlier that I do different colors for cut versus the engrave? This is why. So when it comes in, on the black line, I set it as fill, and then the red is gonna be the line or the cut lines. I'm just gonna check to make sure I'm not using oak wood. I'm gonna use alder. 1/8 of an inch alder wood. So the black is gonna be the scan, and the red is gonna be the cut line. And you always want to make sure you do your scan first before you select your cut, so that if you cut it first, your piece is going to be loose, and then to scan it, you're going to have all kind of issues. So always engrave or scan first, and then you do your cut lines after. So, oh, another thing, if you want to see like an estimate how long it's going to take, you hit this little monitor, and then it brings up how it should engrave and cut. And then this basically going to take me 50 minutes. Yikes. So I could either cut this up in parts, so just in case there's an error, I don't lose the whole sheet since it's 50 minutes. So I might consider cutting 3 at a time or something like that, just to make sure at least part of the job is done and I don't lose the whole job if something goes wrong. So I might break this up. We'll see. All right, and then to see how it burns, you just hit play, and then you could speed it up, and it goes through the process how it would burn. I'm gonna save this, and then that's it for now. See you at the laser.